We've got a plethora of upcoming catalysts and potential tailwinds for BNGO. I want to go over why I think this previous high right here may be tested in the next few weeks if we actually were to get kind of the bull case scenario, which would mostly just be contingent on how our earnings are, how these kind of catalysts that I'm going to talk about today, 5 to 6 of them actually play out, and how high growth does. That's probably the most worrisome and possible and unpredictable contingency that we have here today. But I do think it is realistic that we do hit 912 if the bull case happens in the next in mid-August is my target for this, because all of the catalysts that we're going to talk about today are going to be completely finished by August. So the first one you're going to look at, you're going to be looking at Eric Holman, right? Just our CEO, July 13th, next week, in 2 days, Tuesday. This is when he's presenting. I think there's a high chance, in my opinion, that he's going to present something new, right? Something new, not just the boring old spiel that he usually does. Now, nonetheless, right? I think he's going to do something new based on when this announcement came in. This was on a day that the stock price was going way down, that the sentiment was just absolutely, panic and fear, death and carnage. So I think there's a chance that he's going to drop some good news here. Now, obviously, the price has recovered a fair amount since then. It's looking a little bit better, but still, I think, given all the crazy news, I think there's a good chance that he says something new here. That will be a huge catalyst if he says anything new. If he even is optimistic like usual, that'll still be good for the price. So that's number one. That's the first catalyst. That's happening next week, 2 days. We will be streaming that. The next one, this is probably the latest one date-wise, right? So this is August 14th, 17th. This is another presentation. Nothing groundbreaking there. Nothing really to talk about, but this is something to talk about, however. The quarter two earnings. Okay, enough said, right? As simple as it gets. This shit is going to be good. If you haven't been paying attention the last few weeks or days, even if you're a bear, you can't deny that this, if you're a bear, you're scared about this earnings, right? No one knows what the earnings numbers are going to be, but from all of the retail knowledge, everything points to this being a great quarter earnings-wise. Everything. I mean, if you just look at this Reddit post right here, I have all of the adoptions and sales that we know about, and it's 13 of them, which is more. It's double, it's probably triple more than any other quarter's Sapphire adoptions that the public knew about before earnings, if that makes sense. Essentially, just think of it this way. We know that there's a way higher chance of us beating earnings this time around than any other quarter ever for BNGO. At least in the recent past, 100% sure. That's my opinion, though. Okay, so make your own opinion. That's gonna be mid-August, though. That is mid-August. That's hopefully it could be a couple weeks. I guess they could. I'm hoping they actually announce the earnings dates. That Eric will, but whatever, okay? Anyways, either way, earnings, that's your third catalyst. All right, now, fourth catalyst is the CPT, Proprietary Laboratory Analysis, PLA codes, right? So the final code descriptors, whatever, okay, if we go ahead and control F Bionano here, essentially, your effective date is going to be October 1st, and I am not an expert on this stuff. I've done a lot of research on this. I think I have a basic understanding, but what I will say is that a lot of people that I trust, a fair amount, believe PLA codes, getting these things to be effective, are a first step towards getting insurance companies covering Sapphire uses for whatever reason, also government reimbursals. So insurance and government reimbursals, these PLA codes becoming effective here, right? This, remember October 1st, that's where I just said, okay, the effective date, this column right here, the second last column, that is when it's effective, and you're going to be looking at October 1st for Bionano's optical genome mapping PLA codes here. Okay, so boom, that's another catalyst that we got. Now, is that in the next few months? No, but that one's, yeah, okay, so I should have said that was the last. So that is the fourth. That is the fourth catalyst, okay? I guess we actually technically have more than that. Okay, so fifth catalyst right here is accreditation. Now, this one could come out at any time, or it could never come out. We were supposed to get accreditation of Sapphire-based laboratory-developed tests for ALL and FSHD, and those are two types of diseases in certain European United markets. Now, if you notice the date here today, it's not June anymore. We're in July, and June is the last quarter or last month in quarter two. It's now officially quarter three, and we still have not got any PR or update on this. You can bet your ass the majority of BNGO investors have no idea that this is a 2021 milestone of them that they listed in the quarter one 2021 earnings. So stay with me here. They listed this as a milestone, and they also said it was going on track in the quarter one earnings report, right? So the last earnings call, they said this is going on track. Now the date is up, and we still haven't got any news about this. Maybe this is going good. Maybe the LDTs are good to go, and they're already up and running in the European United markets. It's maybe helping sales out there already that we don't know about, right? Like as I say, there's a ton of sales that we have no idea about. in quarter 2, no clue about. That's how it is every single quarter. I guarantee you there are sales that we have no idea about. Guarantee. The fact is, there's a high chance that they're going to let us know about this at some point in the future, or at the very least, there's a very high chance. I would say there's there is a 100% chance that the LDTs here are going to help us penetrate these freaking markets. These certain European United markets, they're going to help us freaking achieve some research and development use, but maybe some diagnostic uses. The LDTs are a way that you can kind of sidestep and get around the FDA approval problem for diagnostic use, to my understanding. Okay, so that is going to be what, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your fifth. They just listed this a few days ago, 4 days ago. This is the manufacturing engineer, and if we go back to page 1 here, they just did this one as well. This is an engineer consumable development. That's one of their titles here. This makes me think that they need more people to work on their actual, not only machines, but also the consumables and the chips that they have to send out all the time. This makes me think that, one of my little philosophies that I didn't really talk about too much in this post here, but one of my philosophies is, I guess I did talk about it a little bit right here. Okay, I think it's going to be seven. I think it's going to be if we assume consumables is 1 million or even higher, right? I'm assuming it's 700K. Right there, 700K from consumables. I think we could get way higher in consumable revenue this quarter because of things like this. Things like this make me believe that there's been more volume and more samples and genomes analyzed with the Sapphire system. This means more chips being sold. People getting hired like this, that makes me think that they need more freaking manufacturing happening. And this leads me to believe, as I said, quarter 2 earnings is not only going to be awesome because of the Sapphire sales, but also because the consumable revenue increases. And it's going to be bigger than 700K, 1 million, maybe even 1.5 or 2 million on the quarter. That would be insanity. That would be, I mean, I don't want to say that would be squeeze time, but it would be $8 time. That's damn sure. All right. Now, if we go right, I would say that, you know what, okay, there's 1,000 things you can go. It's very speculative dissecting what the different listings mean and what the responsibilities mean. What we do know is this: they continue to hire people. They have way more employees now. They have like almost 150 employees now. They had not even close to that 5 months ago. Okay, it's business expansion, no doubt in my mind. And the fact that they're continuing to list new jobs, there's more work that needs to be done. That's why they're hiring so many more people. Could it mean because there's a ton of Sapphire orders, a ton of consumable orders? We'll see in the quarter 3 earnings report. I think that's definitely a part of it. All right, now, so that's, and so yeah, business expansion, I guess you can consider that a catalyst. I don't know if it's going to act as a catalyst for the stock price, but when the nano nozzle comes out and you wish that you followed my little speculative extrapolations based on some job listings here, like the product launching listing, like the product launch responsibility of one of the listings, that is why that's how this stuff can act as a catalyst. So anyways, with that being said, also we had this thing right here. This was available online on the 8th of July here, and this is actually, they did use the Sapphire here, to my understanding. So if we just Control F Bionano, you can see they're using a combination of long-range scaffolding technologies, high-C sequencing, and Bionano optical maps has facilitated the generation of chromosome-scale genome assemblies in various plant species with large and complex genomes. With large and complex genomes, you need the Sapphire. If you're doing long DNA, like greater than 500 base pairs, you have to use the Sapphire if you want to get the accuracy to be top notch, and if you want to save money over the other methods, right? Simple as it gets. Now that is probably, I don't know if this is going to be a catalyst, but it's just amazing to see that just more studies and more papers proving that Bionano can be, and it should be, and it's very helpful if it's used along with sequencing stuff. And Oxford Nanopore and PatBio and Oxford, they could use a Sapphire with them. The people in the labs using this stuff, they could use a Sapphire as well to help them map the huge base pairs and actually understand what's going on there, right? And save money at the same time. So that's great. It's just another report verifying what we already knew, which was that the Sapphire is better than everything else in the world at what it does. Now, another catalyst that we have, this one, I don't know if this is going to be a catalyst. This is more speculative than I am usually. Okay, so this is a theory about the about a COVID-19 study already being done with Bionano and on the Delta variant. Okay, so BNGO may already have or is currently working on a contract with CDC on the Delta variant of COVID-19. Okay, so according to this study, malaria variants and drug resistance, which is conducted at the Walter Reed Army of Institute Research, OGM allows for a whole genome of cell, yada yada. There's the study 2011. Okay, this was conducted at 3 branches of Reed. Maybe safe to assume it was government funded, right? That's the key right there. Remember that, government funded. Get this: the author of this study right here, the malaria thing in 2011, the author of that one, in the last 8 months, he joined John Hopkins. Stay with me. This actually is there is some legit reasoning here. Okay, so according to Eric, we've been working with John Hopkins since the beginning, since 2017, actually, okay? With John Hopkins in 2017. We've been working with them for a while. So the author of this study right here, the malaria thing in 2011, he just joined John Hopkins. We've been working with John Hopkins since the beginning. And the guy here, Dr. Matthew Riley here, he has expertise in government contracting and acquisitions. Writing and executing funding proposal, right? Subsidies, government funding, man. Simple as it gets. Now, if you go, now it just says connect the dots, okay? Maybe, yeah, there's a lot of holes, fine. But I just wanted to bring this to your attention. Maybe we can do a video on this, dissecting this more. But, it's something to think about, okay? So am I freaking out about this? Is it going to be a catalyst? Maybe, okay? It's good that we are doing the research and understanding that. And of course, if you are, it does make sense that the sapphire was going to be used to find some extra stuff, the greater than 500 base pair reads in the Delta variant, right? It would be great to see what's going on there. It just makes sense that we'd be used there. So maybe it is going to be used regardless of what this guy's theory, whether or not it kind of holds strong or not. But anyways, that was something interesting I thought I would bring up. So now I want to go to the price action. So basically, quick technical analysis here. I'm going to look at the 21 SMA here. We are technically still in downtrend territory in the short term, but if you just look long term, right? Let's just pull up some moving averages here, right? I need to do this more often because we don't say this anymore. We are still in uptrend territory, and that's a fact overall, long-term macroscopically. And why I say that is because we're above not only the 200-day exponential moving average, but also the 200-day simple moving average, right? This green one and this red one. This is why, and every time we come down here to touch it, what happens? We get a bounce, okay? Boom. All the way up to $9. What last time we touched this, okay? Boom. Or right there. What about right there? We almost hit it right there. We went up another 20%. We went back for a retest, then we got a huge bounce. Now, what is this? Are the moving averages going to determine the stop price over the next few days? No, it's going to be high growth, and over the next month, when August hits, how many sales? It's literally just going to be the earnings report. So the technical analysis, it's still very important though. Like, when do you want to get in? Brandon, are we in uptrend, downtrend territory, right? Well, if we look at some indicators here, you're actually getting conflicting indicators on the daily. We're still in bullish territory on the daily super trend, actually, believe it or not. We're still in bullish territory. On the 4 hourly, it's beautiful, right? You just got the buy signal. That's pretty much as good as it gets right there. And this is what I love the most, the daily stochastic indicator. This oscillator right here, this bad boy is looking beautiful, right? You just got the bullish cross. You're still in buys. You're still in bullish territory and oversold. You're essentially still in oversold territory, right? You basically are. So I like what I'm seeing from the chart standpoint. It's not amazing, right? You're still technically you're still below the 21 SMA, which would signal a short term you're in a downtrend. Of course, every time you don't want to buy after you've already confirmed that you're in an uptrend now, right? You've been buying high though. You want to buy low. And I want to just tell everybody that every single time we've hit this bottom Bollinger Band like we just did in the past, okay, roughly right there, right there, right there, and right there. Okay, so that's 4 data points. Every single time, what do you see? Okay, boom, 20% run. Boom, 30% run. 30% run. 100% run. And right now, you're already seeing a bit of a run right now, right? We've already went up like, 10, 15, 20% maybe from lows of 580. Now we're up to 675. I think that's like 10, 15% probably, something like that. Okay, simple as it gets. Now, usually you don't stop after 10, 20%. Usually you actually test this line right here, the green 21 SMA right here, right? You could see every single time it almost hits it, okay? Eventually it always does, right? You can see basically, besides this one right here, 3 out of 4 times you've always corrected to the 21 SMA and actually tested that line after you come and bounce or hit or almost hit the lower Bollinger Band. And we just did hit the Bollinger Band. So does that mean we're going to go up and test the 21 SMA? I think it means it's likely to happen. That's my opinion. So, of course, high growth going up or down, that's mostly just going to determine what we're going to do the short term until earnings and until the CEO in 2 days from now, Tuesday. But these are great things to know. And I do like the chart setup by and large right now. But obviously, high growth goes down, we're going to go down. But I do like the chart. I do like the chart pattern. I do like that we're holding above and got a bounce essentially almost right off the 200-day EMA. It's beautiful. It's beautiful stuff. And you still have the most important 2 golden crosses that you have macroscopically. They're still there. So you're still in bullish territory by pretty much any means necessary, or that you can look at in any case, right? Macroscopically long term. So you like to see the charts. With that being said, Not a full technical analysis right now today, but I'll go ahead and show you the portfolio. With that being said, thank you all so much. This is not financial advice. I will see you all in the next one.